Welcome once again to another edition of the Uncensored Truth Podcast. I'm your brother, Old God, from Hip Hop News Uncensored. And sitting to the left of me is my co-host.
What it do was good. It's Sam Man, Viral Hip Hop News in the building. Another episode of the Uncensored Truth Podcast. Oh, God, was good, man. I can't wait to get this show cooking. We got a lot going on.
Yes, sir. We last week, we were in the middle of one of the, most epic, I think, in the near future rap beefs, and Pusha T, the last time we came on air, pretty much everybody saying that he hit Drake with a power shot and damn near, had his legs spaghetti and took him off his feet. But Drake's still against the ropes at this point. Well, now Drake's big homie, the one that put Drake on, J.Prince, has came out and said, first of all, we're going to give a shout out to Sway, one of the best interviewers in the game. He sat down with Sway and dropped their interview. So we're going to actually let the interview play. We will let J.Prince, speak his piece about the Pusha T Drake beef.
Right, so I want to get that out the way because something you said over the weekend, I don't know when you said it, but over the weekend you were trending because you said, paraphrasing, you said that you talked with Drake and you told him to no longer respond to Pusha T, right? Because after Pusha put out the last joint that was
the story of
Adidon, you felt like it crossed the line?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like it crossed the line where music was concerned. You know what I mean? The disrespect for his mother, the disrespect for his father, for 40. You know what I mean? A man is dying. I know these people, so I felt that was totally disrespectful. The brother, and he didn't want this. You know what I mean? And I saw this going in a place that I feel would have ended his career if Drake would have put out the song that he had on him, and definitely would have hurt families, and you know what I mean. And we're not in it for that. You know what I mean? That's not great character. We're not in business to tear our fellow man down. To that extent.
So, but are you cool with the art of the battle though? Because that at the core of hip hop is all about the battle.
I love the battle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it's a beautiful thing, the battle. You know what I mean? It was only crossing the lines. You know what I mean? And I understand when those lines are crossed. I understand where it go from there, and that's why I call it, a pig mentality. You know what I mean? Because some slop finna be thrown. You know what I mean? And my thing is, you're a pig, and then you're a hog, and then ultimately you get slaughtered. And I feel like I witnessed a lot of this happen, and a lot of people sit back when Biggie and Tupac was in the midst of battle, and you wonder how these things go here. This is how they go there. When you mama, daddy, you know what I mean, friends start feeling some kind of way before you know it. It's going down.
It's going down.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna stop it right there. There's someone will play a little bit more of the audio because it's questions that I was raising in the video that I did earlier on Viral Hip Hop News when the story kind of broke a little bit earlier in the weekend, and then throughout the weekend more and more on J.Prince came out. And the first question that I asked was, where is anybody asking about what Pusha T or what Drake, said about his fiance? And he goes on to answer that. But oh God, what do you think about what he said right now? That it was getting too personal, that the pigs were going to turn into hogs and eventually get slaughtered, and someone's career would have ended. What do you think about what J.Prince said right there?
Well, I don't know about the first comment about his career could be ended. I mean, to me that's a bluff at the end of the day, and not to say that. We know that J.Prince is a very serious dude, all respect, to the camp down there, one of the pioneers, in the game. And the last part of the interview kind of got me sold on what he's saying. It's like, cause it's definitely like real talk. Drake did bring some things into it, but that's real. Once people start bringing people's family in it, then it goes too far. Because it's just like you hit me with a low blow, and I'm gonna hit you with a lower blow. It's rumors about Drake, putting $100,000 out there trying to get information on Pusha T to end his career. So if the right type of information comes out about Pusha T, now it gets personal. It goes to another level, and now people start getting hurt. And we even to jump over to what we seen with Tekashi, and we'll talk about him later. And Chief Keef just got shot at allegedly in New York over allegedly, probably drama and words that was going on and people saying you can't come to New York and this, that. So it's like all this stuff right here is cool and it's fun, it's entertaining to a certain extent, and we all love it. But when it gets too far, it's good for people to come in and mediate it, I think.
So what do you, okay, so in regard to that, is that exactly what J. Prince is talking about when he said careers will be ended? If things will get just too personal to where it's time to go beyond the bar and it's time to really get people hurt out here? Because we're not saying that Drake or Pusha T would directly put hands on either or, but we know camps would,
right?
And we all know they got goons, and we don't really even got to get into that.
It might even be camps. It might just be some crazy
fans or whatever. And the first thing we talked about when the beef hole started began in the beginning, we said that we can and we love and enjoy just the raw bars and rap that we're enjoying, and no one's getting hurt. But see, now that Pusha T may have hit Drake a little too personal, and I mean, are we justifying that though? Like, what's too personal? This is all fair and love and rap. Did that go all the way? Because like we alluded to in the other podcast, we remember those legendary battles between the Rough Riders and Jada Kiss, and you know what I mean,
Jay-Z and Nas. Jay-Z went there, didn't he?
They all went there.
They all went there.
All the legendaries went there. So it's just Drake being too sensitive, and this is a situation where J. Prince is protecting his boy and his investment.
Of course, it gotta be, because it's like even with Biggie, I'm not going to repeat what he said, but you remember Biggie said some real wild shit. He said some real wild shit, and a lot of other people. Jay-Z was even criticized, from saying the thing about Nas left, blank on the baby seat type thing, and that was a big uproar back then. So yeah, I think one of his a part is him, J. Prince, protecting his investment, and another part of it is him not wanting to see brothers get hurt. Now the part about Pusha T ending his career, I mean, I don't know what could he have out there that can end Pusha T's career.
I don't know
what type of information.
I don't know if he was even talking in regard of the career is in rap. Maybe he was talking about something a little deeper than that. I mean, and we don't even got to say it on here, but we just basically talked about it. Maybe it would have gotten that personal, where Drake was looking to get that personal because he's that sensitive, and he went at his mom, he went at his sick brother, he went at his dad, he went at his kid, he ruined some money for him in the Adidas bust that he threw out early on. So he did a lot to Drake. He stung him. You know what I mean? He punched, like we alluded to, he punched him in his mouth, he had him bleeding, and Drake's never had that.
Is that what he gets though? Because Drake, he didn't really, with the Meek Mill beef and all of that, Drake was kind of on his high horse thinking that, and this is what beef is. If you're a hip hop historian, we just got finished saying what Jay-Z went and where other people went with other people's films. So this is what it is. Just what you should be expecting, right or wrong.
And I couldn't agree more. Oh God, I'm not even going to argue with you on that. And he was, like you said, he was on his high horse. He was claiming to be the best in the game, and this has been throughout history. When you're the best, you get challenged, and people go in here and they punch you in the mouth. And he found Joe Frazier in rap, which Pusha T, he's used to getting punched, but he's going to punch you back even harder. He's not going to go to sleep. And it looks like a situation where Drake is a product of his environment in 2018, where motherfuckers are just way too sensitive and they want to run and call daddy anytime something's going on. I don't believe, and if there is something going on, and that's one thing I will disagree with J. Prince, much respect to you, there's no doubt about it. But if there is a content, there is a body of work out there, then either it shouldn't have been talked about or it needs to drop, in my opinion. But he talked about a little more. He asked a question. A lot of people are asking, well, what about the question in regard to Drake talking about his fiance? Let's see what he has to say, and then we'll talk about that a little bit as well.
When Drake mentioned Pusha T's fiance by name, did you call him and say, hey, that's out of bounds?
Well, he mentioned her, but it wasn't in a vulgar manner. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have had nothing to say if he'd have mentioned mom, if it wasn't disrespect wrapped all around. You know what I mean? Wrong is wrong. If it's him and he spoke on a man's fiance in a vulgar manner, then you're like, you wrong, homie. You can't do that. But this dude, he went above and beyond the call of duty.
Yeah. That's Pusha T's. That's the type of MC he is. Would you consider talking with Pusha T rather than Kanye?
I don't have a problem speaking with no brother. And I understand where he at with that. You know what I mean? I understand that mentality. You know what I mean? It's all or nothing for him. You know what I mean? I understand that, but he got to understand ours as well. And I can't, ask Drake. I wouldn't want to sit back. I know his character. I know who he is. And I understand the business perspective around all of this as well. So, I couldn't advise him to go ahead and get in the pig pen with this man and, wouldn't be good about everything.
Yeah. It wouldn't be good business. So
that was crucial. Let's talk about that, because that was J. Prince. We all know he's a boxing lover. You know what I mean? Heavy in the boxing game. So he alluded to the question that we were asking before we jumped into that bit of commentary, what does he think about ending careers? Now that was a real slick kind of jab at Pusha T, but then he alluded to, you don't want to get in the ring with this dude. The pig pen is the equivalent of the boxing ring. And he didn't want to see his boy in there getting slopped up. I don't think he would have put Floyd in a situation where he thought he would got knocked the fuck out and lost some money. You know what I mean? So what do you think about okay, well, first let's talk about the first comment, because he talk things that need to be highlighted, because he said he would talk to any brother out there and try to resolve issues because he knows Drake's personality about this, and he wants to wrap his arm around this before he got too far, and Pusha T maybe took it too far because he knows the person that goes down. Real commendable on your behalf. But what do you think about the whole situation?
I don't know if he, you know, I mean, I'm not going to, I'll scratch that from the record, but what I think it is, you know, it comes down to business, straight up and down at the end of the day. And I think that he kind of knows that Drake can't really deal with, you know, Pusha T like that in this type of situation. It's kind of like you said, the boxing thing. It's kind of like you see two people spar, and you like, at first you see like, he ain't fucking with this dude. So now it's like, yo, let's just cut it off right here. I'm gonna save you. No, you're not ready for this type of, you know, getting in the mud and this type of mudslinging, because Pusha T may have some more.
He does have more.
You know what I mean? Right. Because anybody who's strategic with it, you give a little and you give a little, and you don't just throw the house at them all at one time. You got to play, you know, chess with them to see what they're going to do next, what move they're going to make. So, you know, maybe it's a good thing that this is coming to a halt at this point. So we say.
But so with that being said, though, you said that we will both agree that Pusha T has more in the arsenal. Is Pusha T taking this too far? Is this too personal? Is this beyond the bars? No. Okay. I'm glad you said that, but I'm asking you, do you think that it's a more of a personal thing against Drake than it more is even business? Is these bars coming out and the ruthlessness that come out? Because we both agree, if it's all is fair in love and bars, you know what I mean? And if you have skeletons in your closet, i.e. the blackface, i.e. these situations, then you don't come at people in a way, you don't poke that. If you got skeletons in your closet, or you address them way before anybody else can, you address your skeletons so that they're out and nobody can touch you. So Drake, yeah, you got punched in your mouth and that, you deserve that at the end of the day. But does Pusha T have a personal vendetta against Drake, Lil Wayne, Birdman, that whole camp, to where he does not care? This is beyond the bars. I feel some type of way about you. And if so, is that a form of hate? Is it deserved? What do you think about that?
Obviously, we look back, you know, they got a history. They've been going at it. This is like a rivalry that goes back a long time. You know what I mean? It's interviews that go back, you know, where they was way younger and they going in on them. You know, I got one up on Hip Hop News Uncensored right now. So it's just like, yeah, it goes back, and it's like, and it's always, I guess, been like a competition. And they kind of, maybe they know stuff about Drake that we don't. Obviously, they know that he's, you know, portraying something that he's really not. Maybe that's the way that they say it. So they were just chomping at the bit, waiting for the opportunity to do it. And now we see, you know, I don't know if Drake can recover. He's going to recover, but
the only way he recovers is ignoring this shit and completely forgetting about it, pushing this album. And you know what I mean? And if he does have this, when he does do the promotion with his son, loving his son, and kind of DJ Khaled the situation with his baby, and having everybody forget about the punch he just had in his mouth, because Pusha T is a raw gutter rapper. He's in his lane. He is where he is. Drake is world renowned. You know what I mean? He has his own lane. He's going to give you the #1 radio hits. He's going to give you that. If Drake continues to do that, those things fall, because he falls into a situation where J.Prince alluded to in the pig pen, where that's not your lane. This is a business. Stay out of the pig pen, man. This is for rough, tough boxers. I got you in main events where we can make big money, and at the end of the day, win.